Hey there, welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a journey back in time to explore a pivotal era in Earth's history, the Devonian. Our planet was a vastly different place, and today we'll uncover the secrets of this fascinating period. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So, without further ado, let's turn back the clock. But in order to do that, we need your help. Please consider supporting us. Now let's go. Alright, so let's start with the name. Where did Devonian come from? Well, it's named after the English county of Devon, where some of the first Devonian rocks were studied. And, get this, the term was coined way back in 1837 by the British geologist Sir Roderick Murchison. Pretty cool. Now let's talk about the timeline. The Devonian lasted from about 419 to 359 million years ago, which is really hard to wrap your head around. That's a whole lot of history. During this time, Earth's continents were shifting and colliding in dramatic fashion. What's now part of the supercontinent of Gondwana was drifting away from the main landmass. Plus, the first hints of what would become Antarctica started to appear down under. Talk about a shakeup. As for our home planet's atmosphere, it was changing too. Oxygen levels were on the rise, creating a more hospitable environment for life to thrive. These shifts in geography and chemistry set the stage for some incredible changes during the Devonian. And speaking of changes, let's shift our attention to life on Earth. The Devonian witnessed a remarkable burst of biodiversity. Fish were everywhere. They were the stars of the show. Jawless fish, also known as agnatha, were still hanging around, but they were joined by a new group called the placodermi. Get this, placoderms were jawed fish with tough armor made of bony plates. They ranged in length from a few inches to over 16 feet. Imagine that. Then there were the sharks, the cartilaginous fish, or chondrichthyes, which also made their grand entrance during the Devonian. These sleek predators dominated the oceans, showcasing the benefits of their flexible, lightweight skeletons. One of the most fascinating groups that arose during the Devonian were the tetrapods. These were the four-footed vertebrates, the predecessors to amphibians, reptiles, birds, and even used mammals. They represented a major evolutionary leap, a transition from water to land. Moving on to life on land, plants were undergoing their own transformations. During the early Devonian, the first vascular plants appeared. These plants had tissues for transporting water and nutrients, allowing them to grow taller and spread further. By the late Devonian, the forests were dominated by giant club mosses, horsetails, and ferns. Can you imagine walking through a forest where the trees are taller than redwoods? The insects were also buzzing and crawling all over the place. During the Devonian, insects with wings appeared. This innovation allowed them to disperse more easily, find new food sources, and escape predators. As always, everything is interconnected. The emergence of winged insects had a profound impact on plant evolution. You see, many plants relied on insects for pollination. So the insect's ability to fly meant that plants could reproduce more successfully and diversify. Talk about a mutually beneficial relationship. As for the animals on land, amphibians were making their move. Some of the earliest tetrapods were small, lizard-like creatures that spent time both on land and in water. They breathed through their skin and laid eggs in the water. These early amphibians paved the way for the diverse amphibians we know today. But wait, there's more. The Devonian also saw the appearance of the first terrestrial arthropods. These included the ancestors of spiders, mites, and ticks. Can you imagine the world without spiders? Just saying. These arachnids played a role in the ecosystem by consuming organic matter and in turn became food for other creatures. Now let's plunge into the heart of the Devonian, the oceans. Oh boy, were they teeming with life. The warm, shallow seas were like the ultimate hangout spot for marine organisms. There were the placoderms, those heavily armored fish I mentioned earlier. They were the big players in the Devonian seas, ranging from small reef dwellers to huge predatory beasts. Picture a shark with armor plating. Sharks themselves were making waves during the Devonian, becoming the apex predators of the oceans. Their cartilaginous skeletons and specialized jaws gave them the edge they needed to rule the water. Then there were the first cartilaginous fishes, the ancestors of modern sharks and rays. These ancient creatures swam with incredible grace and precision thanks to their streamlined bodies and flexible fins. They were the epitome of aquatic cool. Ah, yes, and let's not forget the trilobites. These guys were everywhere. They were the cockroaches of the Devonian, if you will. Trilobites were arthropods with a hard exoskeleton and a segmented body. They came in all shapes and sizes, from the size of your thumbnail to over 60 feet long. They were the true overachievers of the Devonian. The brachiopods were also shining bright. These shelled creatures were attached to the seafloor and used their tentacles to capture floating prey. They were the original filter feeders and they thrived in the Devonian. Corals were putting on a show too, forming vast colonies and creating vibrant underwater gardens. Their calcium carbonate skeletons formed the foundation of thriving ecosystems. Ah, and the graptolites, those colonial animals that floated through the water. They looked like tiny underwater grapevines, and they were the architects of the open ocean. And let's not forget the conodonts, mysterious creatures with a unique tooth whorl. They were the enigma of the Devonian, leaving behind a legacy that scientists are still trying to unravel. During the Devonian, life wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. In fact, there were some pretty dramatic events that shook up the planet. One of the most significant was the formation of the supercontinent Gondwana, which led to changes in ocean currents and climate. These shifts affected the distribution of marine life and triggered mass extinctions. And then there was the late Devonian mass extinction event. It's one of the 5 major mass extinctions in Earth's history, and it happened right at the end of the Devonian Period. Scientists aren't entirely sure what caused it, but they have some theories. Asteroid impacts, volcanic activity, and rapid climate change are all possible culprits. Whatever the reason, it was a devastating blow. Marine animals like trilobites and corals took a major hit. Life on Earth would never be the same again. As the Devonian drew to a close, the stage was set for the next chapter in Earth's history. The seeds of change had been sown. The Devonian was truly a transformative era. It marked a pivotal point in Earth's history when life began to conquer new frontiers. The emergence of tetrapods and their venture onto land forever altered the course of evolution. But it wasn't a solo act. The Devonian cast was filled with larger-than-life characters. From the armored placoderms to the graceful sharks, from the towering tree-like plants to the buzzing insects, each played a part in this grand drama. They ruled the seas, crawled onto land, and soared through the skies. The Devonian legacy lives on in the fossils that tell the tales of these ancient giants. Each fossil is a clue, a piece of a puzzle that helps us understand the history of life on Earth. As we continue to explore and learn, we uncover more about the world that shaped our own. The Devonian reminds us that life finds a way, that evolution is relentless, and that even in the face of change, life not only survives, but thrives. So as we reflect on this remarkable era, let's be inspired by the courage of those early tetrapods, the resilience of the organisms that weathered the mass extinctions, and the sheer wonder of a world that was forever changed. The Devonian was more than just a chapter in Earth's history. It was a revolution, a leap into the unknown, a testament to the power of life itself. And that's a story worth telling. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If you enjoyed learning about the Devonian, please don't forget to support us. Your support means the world to us and allows us to keep bringing these amazing stories to life. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop being curious about the world around you. After all, the world is full of wonders just waiting to be discovered.